And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
Hi, it's John from Under the Table Hot Sauce. I'm here with my friend, the star of the show, Jimmy Farrow.
Yeah, what's up, JB?
Nah, nothing.
It's been a hot summer, and for all your barbecue needs, you can go to underthetablehotsauce.com. 13 unique flavors to choose from, created and bottled in a Long Island kitchen. Underthetablehotsauce.com. Let's go chow, JB.
Let's do it.
All the flavor, twice the burn.
I think 24. Hey, how are you? Thank you for stopping by to watch this video. I'm going to try to cover a few bases here the best I can. Let's see, some updates. Yes. I have no idea why that just happened. So I'm trying desperately to find the motivation to do this show on time. On Sundays on the Monty and the Pharaoh YouTube channel, and get this on my own YouTube channel and find a way to do a video podcast that I will be able to be concise with. One of the problems I have is there's only 24 hours in the day, and 99.9% of my day is dedicated to creating content in Spanish, being that that's where my career is in Latin America. But I also am aware of the growth that's happening in the United States and the world. I was really hung up on being, I don't know why that happens I guess it's because of all the marijuana I smoke. I don't know. I was really, really careful of not to be another guy who spent time in the wrestling industry and is creating a podcast to hang on to past glories. I've had a 40-year career, and I'm very grateful for it beyond belief, but I'm also into other things, and I have been for a long time. And I've been struggling with doing this podcast, video cast thing, because I asked for questions from the audience, and the questions I got, I'm not sure that I can do this. I'm not sure I can go that route, but I'm going to try. So I'm a certified psychologist. I really deal with mental health stuff because of my own sickness, having the first stages of Alzheimer's. I started studying psychology so that I would be able to not use drugs and find a way to live with, slow down, understand my illness, as well as I've always been involved with social work and the guardian angels of helping people, in suicide prevention, getting out of gangs, drug addictions, domestic violence, doing the martial arts that I do, being a Krav Maga instructor. I got involved with the military and the police, and that was something that I regret very much because I was kidnapped twice here in Mexico because of the work I was doing with anti-gang units. But the most problems I had, and I didn't have this with any criminals, any cartels, anybody in jail, anybody on the street. I didn't have any trouble with anybody except the police. The police are so corrupt that they're the ones who kidnapped me. They're the ones who tortured me. They're the ones who gave me a beating. It wasn't anybody else. It was them. So I stopped dealing with the police and teaching the police and being involved with the government because it's just too evil. At least on the street, it either is or it isn't. And if you're cool, you're cool. And if you're not, you're not. But with the government, you know, there's that fine line of they can do anything they want because they have the badge. So I still do all my social work. I'm extremely dedicated to helping people with mental health issues, traumas, PTSD, addictions. I'm dealing with a lot of domestic violence cases down here. I'm dealing with a lot of people who just can't cope with life because of depression. And my biggest projects are with children with cancer, abandoned children in the orphanages, and the kids with type 1 and type 2 diabetes. I also do a lot of work with women's groups who suffer the abuses of domestic violence and things like that. So that's a lot for me to deal with because I'm a very sensitive person. And when you're around that, the first thing you want to do is do damage to the bad people. But that's not what this is about. So when I really got sick, you know, I was 345 pounds. I was steps away from a heart attack and dying because of the drug use, because of what the medical community was telling me this is what I needed. And I ballooned up to that weight. Right now I'm around 210 pounds. I was down to 200. People said I looked sick, but I liked it better. I felt good. So what I'm trying to get at here is my topics are real diverse, you know, and when I started to try to be involved with the pro wrestling community, I didn't follow my own advice. I'm very well aware that of my age and the age group that is involved with the new generation more than likely has no clue who I am in that industry, and that's completely fine. What I'm doing in Mexico is phenomenal. The radio show that I have my own radio station, and it's radiovampiro.com. I've never really been a fan of YouTube because everybody and their mother is on YouTube trying to hit the home run and make the $1 million video. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in making a living, but I'm not interested in being a YouTuber. I'm going to try. I don't like it, but I'm going to try. The reason I'm going to try is because there are so many of you who support me, and I think that's amazing. And it's wrong of me to use whatever excuse I use to not do it. So I've been debating on this for about 3 weeks now. And I had a lot of trouble with it because, again, the questions I got from the wrestling community, I was offended. But then I thought to myself, who am I to judge or be offended, right, by what's being left out there? So I appreciate the questions, but I don't have the answers for the questions that I was being asked because it has nothing to do with my life now. So I think I'm going to try one more time, and I will do this the best that I can. If I get questions, I'll do my best to answer them. One of the questions I have is why I have this fucking thing in my throat every time I try to do a video. No idea. But also, there's a lot of people from all over the world who are really supporting the radio station. I have an amazing group of really loyal people, and every day it's growing. Right now, I'm in 12 different countries, and I think that's phenomenal. I'm not making a living at this. The radio station where I'm at has given me the keys to the city, and they basically are a major group in Latin America, very powerful. But the way the radio works is you either pay for your time on the station and you try to sell it and get sponsors and you make that money, or you become partners with the radio station and see how it goes. I said to the radio station, don't make me a deal, because what you're offering me, I don't want. And what I'm offering you, you're going to freak out about. So let's build this. And then when you see what I can do and where we're at in a few months, then let's make a direction to go in, because this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Fuck. So I have a lot of people involved in my project. I have a team. I've always had a team, but now I have a real team. And what that means is my ego is not in the way, and I'm letting people contribute. I'm letting people do things, and I'm not getting involved. Before, because of paranoia or not knowing any better, I was involved in everything. Like most people in the wrestling business are. They take care of their phone calls, their travel, they're so addicted to the gossip and all these things. But I have a professional team, and everybody is an adult. And what that means is everybody has a family, and everybody wants to make a living. So everybody was on the fence 50-50 with me. They all know who I am, but we made a plan, and we kind of restructured my career and reinvented myself, which I've been really good at doing. So where I'm going with this is the spiritual awakening and the dedication to ritual magic, the esoteric lifestyle. It's always been a part of who I am. But I was studying before to learn to convert that into a way to make my show business character more authentic and understandable. But then I realized I'm so deep into this. I'm 30-something years into the studying, into the rituals, and to doing it for all the wrong reasons. Why don't I do it for the right reason? So I've been doing this for a long time now, and it works so much. I'm so dedicated to the ritual magic and becoming a life coach and a spiritual seeker. I can't relate to other things that I used to do. As much as I started wrestling in 1984 when I was 14. That's when I got involved in the wrestling business. I'm going to be 55 in May. So I've been doing this a while. But I've converted things, and I've changed my direction in my character, which has been my brand for the last 4 decades. Now it's structured and organized. The team has recentered, and we've put a plan into place, and the plan is working. The more that I'm around show business, the more that I realize I'm not missing anything, and I'm pretty far ahead of the game. Show business is full of really uncomfortable scenarios where you meet people who are not honest, have an ulterior motive, lie, use you. No matter what happens at the end of the day, and the only reason people are in this business is to make money. They're not in it to create. They're not in it to do anything. Which is why I'm very happy I've come from punk rock and hardcore, because, when you're playing shows in front of 10 people, you're not feeding your family, but you're creating art. So I've been that way my whole life, and I never sold out. I came close a few times, but that's not going to happen. So even though my name gets thrown around in the United States a little bit with wrestling still and things like that, I really doubt it's going to happen. But I'm getting a lot of indie offers to come and do autograph signings and hang out, and I love that. And I never got to do that, so I'm gonna try to find a way to fit in. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, I won't even say goodbye. I'll just be gone. And I'm sure I won't be missed, but I'd rather be honest. So in saying that, this message is kind of to let the fans of the radio station know, and anybody else who sees this, what's going on. As far as these videos go, it's going to be strictly dedicated to helping people. No gossip here, no judgment, and no questions. If I see a question that it just doesn't have any nutritional value for the mind, please don't think. I see the questions. If I'm not answering, it's because I don't have an answer that's of any value. And I believe if I answer a lot of the questions that come, they're personal opinion type questions, meaning that I'm opening the door for somebody to respond and attack me. And I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this for that. And I'm not getting involved. I have no interest in, if I get asked again what I think about whoever's written about me in their books and whoever I'm supposedly have heat with, a lot of the guys that ask these questions, I can tell they've Googled things because they weren't even born when these scenarios happened. So it's kind of like you don't have the right or reason to ask me that question because you weren't there. And at the same time, I've already answered it for 30 years. My answer hasn't changed. So that's the best way I can explain things, maybe. But I'm in my new studio, well, at my home, your home, and I was expecting my green screen. I'm actually expecting it right now. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Yeah, there you can. See that last little green square somewhere around there. It's like, according to this, minutes away, but it's been saying that since the morning. So as soon as I get my green screen, I can. I don't like doing colored videos because I don't like the way I look. But black and white, I want to be as transparent as possible. So I'm not really here to impress. I'm here to tell you what is on my mind, and there's no hidden agenda. So in saying that, the radio show in English, I have a problem because a lot of what I do on the radio, I also stream live. So I figured it out in Spanish. When I'm live and there's, like, I'll have a 2-hour radio show. Let me see if I can pull this up and show you. These are some of the things that I got to go through. So let me see if I can show you this so you understand what my dilemma is. Here it comes. I think. There. Yeah. So there. Now, this might not make sense to you, but it says radio show times. Now, I have this in, is this the button I want? No. Is this the button I want? Where's the button I want? What the fuck? I suck. So I have this thing that I bought, first of all. That took forever. So I have this thing that I bought, and it's a switcher. Well, the fans donated and helped me build my studio. So my studio is fucking dope. I have everything. If you could see my setup with the monitors and the microphones and the cameras, I'm set. I just need my green screen. But on the radio show, so like the first block, like the intro is 10 minutes. So that usually happens like at 9:05, and then I go to 9:15. Then I have all these 9:15 to 9:30, 9:30 to 9:45, and then I do my 30-minute interview. Then I do 10:15 to 10:30. Then I've got the fifth block, which is 10:30 to 10:45, and then I've got the 12-minute wrap-up, which is usually a way that I tie the night off, and then I try to leave a positive message and a song that goes with the message that I just left. Yeah, so that's what I do. Now, in saying that, one of the big problems that I have, and I just got a message from ICP. So let's see what that message is. So one of the problems that I have is a lot of my program is visual. So I want to fill up the space when I'm on the air, those 12 minutes, that 10 minutes. I can't have the mic on because Facebook doesn't allow music. So I'm going to put on videos, and that'll be my plan. So once that happens, I'm trying to find out how to do it in English. Now, in English, the show is only going to be an hour, but I'll do it 12 midnight to 1 a.m. every day. But it's the same thing. You can listen to it on radiovanpiro.com, but if you're watching the video, I've got to put some type of content up here so you're not bored out of your mind. If not, it's just going to be me sitting here like this while the music is playing. There's nothing I can do about it. But I don't know how to do that because, one, I don't know how to fucking have more time in the day to make the English videos every day. I'll try. It'll be sloppy. But if you're going to support it and you're going to listen to it and watch it, then I'll make the effort. And which is why it's even harder for me to find the reason to do this video, because I'm going to be on every day. I don't have that much to say that's interesting. I'm going to try to stick with the theme of the show. Like Monday is Rock and Roll High School. So Monday is supposed to be like an educational thing where if I talk about the Sex Pistols, I'll either find something that's relevant or that means something that you'll get something out of. Or if it's rockabilly, I'll talk about the roots of rockabilly or what rockabilly means, or I'll find something. That's why it's called Rock and Roll High School. Tuesday, the show is called Insomnia because there's supposed to be a paranormal segment. I'm having such a hard fucking time to fit that in, but I think I found a way. Wednesday, it's game show. Wednesday, I can't do anything about. And I'll figure a way out. But Wednesday, Samuel, my producer and my guitar player, plays songs, and it's, people guess, and then they win prizes. Thursday is Voodoo Lounge, which is just a cool hangout. And there's going to be an interview as well. And it's just, that's just cooler music. Like if we were in a room before or after a show, I got the name because of Keith Richards. He would call his hotel room the Voodoo Lounge, and everybody would come in and they would jam and warm up and just be the Rolling Stones. I want my environment to be like that, just laid back with some tequila, having, smoking a joint or 7 or 8 and just hanging out. So that's what Voodoo Lounge is supposed to be. Voodoo Lounge is supposed to be when you come and fucking chill. And then there's Friday, which is, I call it Vete a la Viernes. Vete is go. And there's a slang down, verga, it's like dick. So if you say vete a la verga, it's kind of like, go suck a dick. It's crude. But if I say vete a la viernes and I extend down here in Mexico, that's kind of like the inside job when you use slang. So me saying vete a la viernes, the people know right away. That means so my thing is, you call me on Friday, send a message, and who is it or what is it that you want to tell to go fuck themselves? Your teacher, your partner, your husband, wife, daughter, son, mom, dad, work, whatever it is bothering you. And that's my biggest show. I get a ton of fucking people calling in, and I want to send my mother-in-law to go tell her to go fuck herself. I want my coworker who's a bully, my cheating girlfriend, my son who's a fucking mental case. Yeah, that's what the people write. So, and it's so hard to do the show because I got to find, it's like, motherfucker, go suck a dick and fuck that piece of shit. I can't say that on the radio. So the joke of it is, being that my Spanish is fucked up, I got to try to play with it because it's live and it's fun and everybody calls in and it's a good time. It's a real good time. And the music, being that my show is at 9 o'clock till 11, and then after that, I'm starting to go to different bars and do a DJ set. So my idea is to hook it up where it's music. If you're going out or coming home, Friday's fucking Friday night, man. You don't want no depressing, aggressive shit music. You want to bounce, you want to jump, you want to dance, you want to get ready to go out and have a good fucking time. So I play music that's geared toward that all week long. It's punk rock, gothic, rockabilly, hardcore, punk rock, whatever the fuck it is. On Friday, it's a little bit more, if you're going to a nightclub, there's some reggaeton, there's hip hop, there's reggae, there's whatever it is that I fucking feel like, that if I was in a bar hanging out, flirting with some girls or with my boys, or, you know what I'm saying? I just want it to be fun. So if you're all down for that, it's radiovampiro.com. The only problem is the big success of my show is where I'm recording right now. There's a chat and it's live. So if you motherfuckers are going to watch the show, you got to listen to it on radiovampiro.com. I think radiovampiro.com is on the air right now. I'm not sure. Because I'll get to that. Let me see. So I'm building 2 apps. Here's what's happening. I'm building 2 apps, one for the Android, one for the iPhone. Well, let's see what ICP has to say first. That's Billy Bill. Billy, because I'm going to be, one of the things that's going to happen is I'm going to get the show on the air. That's it, with ICP Radio, whatever the fuck their radio platform is in the United States. I'm going to have my radio show on there as well. So it's pretty easy to do. The problem I also have is I do podcasts, and I'm not into trying to jump on the bandwagon. Like, I'm already on iHeartRadio and Spotify and iTunes, but I don't see the reason to do that. And everybody's kind of like, what are you talking about? Well, I belong to a platform called Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Spreaker, like speaker, but Spreaker. And they've been good to me for 2 years. It's a smaller state, but it's a podcast thing, and I'm going to stick with them. I don't give a fuck about all the other people, iTunes and all that. Because if you're following me, then you're listening to what I have to say, and you'll be able to find me. I'll advertise it, and it'll be on the app. The phone app takes forever. It takes a month, but I just started building it, and it's not cheap. But it'll have everything on there. My podcasts, my radio shows, it'll have a schedule, and you can see what's going on. That makes more sense to me, because I'm truly an artist, meaning I want to create content. I don't really give a fuck about having 100 million people watching me. I'd like the payday, but I make money if I do an event. I'm very happy where I'm at mentally, being able to transition from one career to another. And this is truly taking off. So I want to do all that and kind of figure out a way to make it work in English, because in Spanish, a lot of it's visual. But in English, I got to find a way to be able to do the content so that it's worth your while. I don't want you just to listen to the show and it's boring. I want you to participate. So I'm going to find a way to make that happen. And I think I know how. So I don't think I'm going to do a show today, Monday, but I'm certainly going to be doing a show as of tomorrow. I'm still learning the system. I'm still learning how to broadcast live on my radio station. I can upload stuff. Oh, I was going to play you something. Yeah. That's what happens when you have Alzheimer's, you forget. So my radio station, it's on the air 24/7. When I'm not doing a show, there's a playlist. And right now, let's see what's new. So yeah, when you go to my radio station, if there's not a show on there, there's fucking rockin' music. And I think I've got 180 songs on there right now. I'm going to put up about 80 more as soon as I've done this video, so that it doesn't matter. I don't have specific playlists. I should. Everybody asks me because they say my radio show is dope. I just put shit up there that I like. I have no fucking clue what I got on there. I just know that every song on there is rocking. There's rockabilly, there's punk, there's hardcore, there's classic rock. I don't like that word, but there's, Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. There's all Metallica. If you like good rock and roll, it's on the fucking station. But here's another thing. One thing that I'm really, really trying to do. If you got a badass show or you're a bad motherfucker, I want to give you the opportunity to be on my station. Why? Because in punk rock, it's supposed to pass the torch to the next generation. So I'm all about that. I'm all about new music. I don't give a fuck if it's disco. I don't give a fuck if it's country. Well, I'm not crazy about it, but I would never say no. Why? Because if you have a voice and you have the right attitude and energy, there's got to be a way that you can use what I have. I'm offering it to you. I'm not asking for anything from you. I'm giving this to you. Because if you don't have somebody who believes in your motivation, you're going to have a tougher time. Maybe you're going to outgrow me in a week. I hope so. But at least once I get the English shit going and I figure this out, because I finally figured out my times, and a lot of people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? But anybody who's been following me for the last couple of years knows I never sleep, I never eat. I don't know what the fuck is going on half the time, and I'm really out of control with everything. So now that I'm learning how to do it all, it's gonna flow real quick because I'm dedicated to this. Like I don't look for anything else. Like last year, the Discovery Channel approached us to do a show. I committed, but I've never heard back from the people who are supposed to be helping me. So am I calling them? 20 years ago, I'd be sitting outside their house begging. It's my idea. The star of the show is me, meaning the writer, the producer, the actor, the guy who knows what the fuck he's talking about. That's me, not them. So they slept. They missed the boat. I'm doing it without them. And I don't need the Discovery Channel. Yes, the exposure is phenomenal, but I'm really not in the mood to be dictated to be told what to do. And I don't need it. I mean, I've got over 1 million people who follow the shit that I do. How much does the Discovery Channel have? And when is my show going to be on? And what kind of creative control will I have? And what kind of input and what kind of sponsorship fucking rules do I got to follow? I'm not feeling it. I'll do my own shit. I'm going to do it here. If you want to watch, you want to be a part of it, you're welcome. That I'm probably going to have to put on Patreon or on the Facebook on a membership site because of the content and the amount of work and money that goes into making that. I can't do it on my own. So I need support. And I don't have any. This thing right here, Tesca Azul, that's a tequila company here in Mexico. It's an underground thing. They're organic, they're vegan, they're all kind of fucking stuff, but they're so small. They could fit into the side in the palm of my hand, you know what I mean? But they've asked me to participate in their company. And I said, well, I'm not interested in being an influencer. I mean, but I'm interested in part ownership. If you're serious, and I know that there's no money, then let me help you can build something that means something because I'm going in a certain direction. I know what the fuck I'm doing and what I'm talking about. And if you want me to be a part of it, then I need 100% creative control. I need control of all your marketing. And I want this percentage of the company. And they've agreed. So let's see what happens there. I think that's it. So I'm going to try to do this, but I need support. I need help. I need patience. And I need to know what the fuck y'all want because I'll do the show. Not a problem. I'll do it until I see if it's working or if it's not. If there's a response and somebody's getting benefit from it, I'll continue. I'll know right away. So I'm going to try to, as far as wrestling goes, if I have to, if I'm afforded the opportunity to speak about pro wrestling and it's mental health oriented, or if it's beneficial to somebody, I'm in. But if it's just another old wrestler talking about dressing room gossip, there's 100 million podcasts out there that do that. Go follow them. I don't want to be involved and I'm just going to walk away. So that's kind of where I stand. But as far as everything else goes, I'm going to give it a shot if you give it a shot. So this is a 50-50 thing. We got to meet halfway. You got to support it. You got to help it grow. You got to get involved. If you're an indie promoter and an indie wrestler, I will support you to the end of fucking time because I didn't get to enjoy that. But that's what I'm all about is the indie scene. Like I play in a band and right now we're setting up the show. Now, I just went to more concerts in the last 3 weeks than I have in the last 10 years. And I know everybody down here. And I've seen everything. And I've seen every fucking kind of show on the planet. And I know where I belong. And I belong on the stage. But I would never play music to try to be a professional musician competing with people who have record companies and all that kind of stuff. I don't care about that because that's not what rock and roll is to me. I'm a punk rocker. My musical, whatever you want to call it, was embedded in my DNA in the 70s. 1971 was the beginning of the New York Dolls. So the New York Dolls, the Ramones, the Clash, the Sex Pistols, the Stray Cats, that right there is my Bible. Everything else I'm a fan of and I'm influenced by, but those bands right there, that's it. So I play in a band and we play covers. I've got about 12 original songs that are pretty badass, but I'm not interested in that. And here's why. Because I have a show that I play the music that I was influenced by, the way it influenced me. I'm not a cover band who fucks around and plays the hits. I dress the part, I look the part, I am the part because I was there. So I truly believe as a student, when you're afforded the opportunity to teach, which is like almost like a wrestler giving a wrestling seminar, he's showing you the way he was taught by the old school. And I'm very fortunate that I was taught by the old school: Brody, Abdullah, Road Warriors, Samoans, Nick Bockwinkel, Rick Martel. Those names, those are the guys that brought me in. So there's a way you play the guitar when you play the Ramones. There's a way you hold the guitar when you play the Ramones. There's a way you hold the guitar and stand when you play the Sex Pistols. But a lot of people don't know about that. Like, there's a very big punk rock band down here called Tijuana No. They're from Tijuana. And we're going to do a 12-city tour of a tribute to the Clash. How fucking crazy is that? That's what I want to do, is pay homage. Because Zach Wilde, he even told me, he says, never forget where you came from. You know, you always hear about Zach Wilde talking about Randy Rhoads and Black Sabbath and all these things. And of course, he doesn't have to, but he does. And I've always felt like pro wrestling is not what it was. Everybody says that. But then again, the fans are not what they were. Things have evolved. Music is not the same. And that's cool. But a lot of these young people would benefit so much from the authenticity of the original punk rock. And that's what I do. I do a show and you get to see the way it was, the way it should be, the way it needs to be. You know, if you're not bleeding, you ain't fucking playing. And you can't play at the real world. If your fucking knuckles ain't scraped and you haven't slept and you're fucked up and your clothes are dirty and the club sucks and the gear is shit. But there's that one fucking kid, guy or girl, with a black leather t-shirt on, a black leather jacket and a black t-shirt and some fucking Doc Martens or Converse, and who's just at the back or at the side or right in front with his fucking eyes wide open, staring, taking notes. It's okay, the guitar is there. That means everything. That's what I did. I'd go see my favorite bands and I stood in front of the fucking stage and I would watch the way the knees were bent and the shoulders were hunched over and the way that the three chords were played and the volume. And that taught me how to be an artist. Not the technical part. The technical part, that doesn't speak to me. What speaks to me is you and I make eye contact and I know you get it. And your stare back is, you're telling me, thank you. That to me is the radio, wrestling, rock and roll, everything. So I have some indie shows coming up. Today I got 3 offers. I got two tours in Japan this year, and I got a show coming up in Florida in April. I think there's 2 in Kentucky, and I forget where else. But the point is, I found my way again. So I'd love to keep doing this, but those are kind of like the conditions I have. Is that right? The conditions? So the radio show, Radio Vampiro, radiovampiro.com is my webpage that I don't know how to use. It's incomplete, But that's where the show is every night, 9 to 11 in Spanish, Mexico City time. I'll leave the station at 11. It takes me 40 minutes to get home. I live far. I'll get home and I'll do the show at midnight, Monday to Thursday. The Friday show I can't do because after I'm done on the air, I'm either playing in a bar or I'm DJing or I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing. But I'm going to start that tomorrow night. I'm going to try to play with it tonight. If I get on the air and all of a sudden I'm there, that's pretty cool. If you be on the lookout for the apps, because the apps are going to have all the shows and the podcasts, and it'll also have the default playlist. So I'm really, really trying to build it up. I'm doing the best I can. I'm not sure how smooth it's going to go this week because I got no fucking clue what I'm doing. But I'm gonna start. So bear with me and let's make it happen. And I believe that's it. A lot of things I'm going to be talking to you about as well. If you're watching the videos of the music, while the music's on, is going to be mental health oriented or addiction based. Because I'm only here to help people. I'm not here to become, popular, and you're not going to see the Vampiro cruise coming up anytime soon. In saying that, the last thing I want to share with you right now is next week, Tuesday. Let me see if I can find it. Uh-oh. Yeah, here it is. Let's see if I can pull that up for you. You're not going to understand it, but I want you to watch it. Share screen. This is what's bothering me. You see how slow this is fucking taking? Or how long this is taking? Why are you not opening up, motherfucker? Oh, here it is. Yeah. So next week, I have a very big press conference at 1:30. It'll be in Spanish, but I'm getting named the head or the figure behind the Cancer Foundation. And I'm going to be uniting the Diabetes Foundation and the Cancer Foundation. I'm going to be the national spokesperson for both. And I'm going to be announcing that the Vampiro Fight Club is going to be a promoter. So I'm going to be doing wrestling events with comedians, and events with musicians. And I'm going to be doing some shows with wrestling and music together. All of the benefits are the benefits. The proceeds after expenses are going to be going to me buying medicines for the people who have diabetes and can't afford it, and to helping the kids with cancer. So every show that I'm on from here on out, a big percentage of that goes towards helping people. So I'm not going to be donating it to a foundation. So I don't trust them fuckers. I'm going to be buying the medicines myself and physically taking it to people. How much more of a punk rocker do I have to be? And the reason I'm going to do that is because nobody else will do it. So don't tell me you need money to buy food and clothing for kids in the orphanages. I fucking go and I see what's there. Those kids don't get what you're telling them. Your salaries get paid, but the kids don't get the benefit. So I have the Junior Guardian Angels program that I'm trying to figure out. I got all these piece of shit government people wanting me to do Guardian Angels all throughout Mexico. Well, I don't give a fuck about anything to do with the government. And I'm not going to patrol the streets because even the narcos are telling me, Vamp, what the fuck you doing? I said, you're right. I mean, I'm by myself. I get zero support. I'm not going to fucking walk the streets by myself and get shot and killed and stabbed and all that kind of shit. Fuck that. I mean, look, Mexico's Mexico, bro. Crime ain't going anywhere. Narcos ain't going anywhere. The drug problem and all that shit that you guys see on the news, that doesn't happen here. Fucking happens there. The United States, Canada, and Europe. You motherfuckers are the ones who buy the drugs. They make them, transport them, But that's not what it's all about down here. But if you fuck around, they will find you and they'll cut your insides out and hang your dead body from a bridge and put a big sign on there and say, I told you so. So why am I going to do that? What am I going to get out of it? Meaning, am I going to make a difference? Absolutely not. But if I teach martial arts to these kids as a way of communication and a confidence builder so that when they turn 15 and the orphanage boots them on the fucking street, at least I will know I've done my part in guiding them. They have nothing. So I'm more interested in that. Now, if you can't get on board with that, then don't watch this fucking channel. You know, one of the guys the other day, he said a comment like, don't tell me to don't watch this. You know, you're putting this out there for the masses. Now, this guy's a fan. I've already spoken about this. And I love the comment, but yo, fuck the masses. The masses are fucking insane. I don't care about the masses. Never did. If I cared about the masses, I would have sold out a long time ago. You don't mean shit if you call yourself the masses. There's enough people on that bandwagon. I'm talking to you, only to you. This is my therapy. This is your therapy. I get that. But I don't give a fuck about the masses. If it's only me and you for the rest of the time and you get something out of this, then I did my job. And my job is to be responsible enough to take the message from the universe that I've been given and share it. That's it. So that's kind of where I'm at with all this. So I know I'm a day late, and I apologize for that, but I'm just struggling so much with getting this done because I'm nobody, and there's so many other influencers out there, are people who are leaving videos and things that are supported economically, and they have better production and all that kind of stuff. I'm just me, and this is what I do, and this is who I am. So if you can get something out of this, that's great. That's great. But if you're looking for a guy to speak bad about his ex-coworkers and get involved with the gossip and be like, yeah, Vamp said that guy's an asshole, you're wasting your time 100%, because it's just not what I'm about. So anyways, that was kind of where I'm at. That's a little bit for you tonight. There's no show tonight because it's Monday, holiday in Mexico. I've got no access to the station. And that's just the way it goes. So I'll be back tomorrow. But this was for anybody who wanted to watch this. And I'm so sorry that I did this for 45 minutes and wasted your time. So yeah, that's where it's at. Those are all my social media things down there. That Vampiro TV is my store. I got some really badass stuff up there. I need support. If you have a couple extra bucks and you buy something that's awesome, I use it to get better equipment. And I use it to, I got a lot of memberships, meaning the internet server and the editing tools that I use. That costs money that I don't have. So the little bit that I get from you is a lot. And I use it to make this happen. So that's it. I hope you all have a great day, and I will play you the thank you video, and time to keep going. I hope my fucking green screen gets here soon. Thank you so much for watching.